The finals are upon us, and this time we are playing against the brother of who we played in the finals last week. This is Pro with a 0 instead of Pro with an O, the Pro Boss. And we're on the play, and we are keeping what I would consider a perfect hand. We get to Evolving Wilds for an island on turn 1, I believe. Yep. Forest. Servant of the Scale. What the heck? Is he playing Harden Scales? That's not fair. So what do we play here? Well, if I play Untap Land, I guess I'm playing Sultai Emissary since I'm planning on blocking. And he must not. Good luck, have fun. He probably is going to try to deal as much damage as possible, so I figure I'm blocking. I don't care if I don't hit my 3-drop on curve. It's only a Sky Splinter. Alright, he plays a Visionary. So if we trade here, he's going to get a 2-2, but I figure I'm going to get a 2-2 as well when I manifest, so. And I hit Treasure Cruise, which is fine to hit in the beginning. I wouldn't have been able to cast it for a while anyway. Little awkward that I have no play on turn 3, but Blister Pod, what the heck is up with people playing Blister Pod? It's like 2-2, okay, I'll trade. He's got Might of the Masses. 1 mana +2/+2 in this situation. Kills my guy. Fine with that. Untap Land is pretty great. Lets me play Incubator Drone. Again, the head showing up to be, yeah, Incubator Drone better than Aspiring Aeronaut in this position. Timberpack Wolf, okay. Interesting card. Could be all 4 5/5s if you have them all in play. He's playing like a green aggressive deck. I can Aven, sack my 1/1. It's not blocking or doing anything really. Got a couple Elvish Visionaries, that's good. And he's got nothing in hand, so if he had pump spells, he would be attacking. We're just drawing lands, which is a little annoying, but thinning our deck out and drawing more lands. So I attack with my Aven since I figure he doesn't have very much and he has to top deck something good here. Which he does. Epic Confrontation kills R2-3. Then he attacks with everybody. So my blocks here. Now this Visionary is a 2-2. I'm going to have to trade like next turn. Both my Elvish Visionaries for it anyway. So I figure it just saves more damage just to put both my Elvish Visionaries on it. Rather than putting them on like the Timberpack Wolf. Would be annoying if he played more Timberpack Wolves, but he makes a pretty loose play here. I'm at 19 life. And this is +4/+4. He's trading 4 damage for a 2-2. And I think right now a 2-2 is more valuable. Because I can just sit back on my 2-3, I guess. Yeah. Either way, I'm totally fine. Now I just get to play defense. He plays another Epic Confrontation. I can make the same play. He attacks with everything. I think I just trade with everything. I take the least amount of damage. Yeah, he has Titanic Growth. I pump spell out of him. So, and I get another 2-2, which can be a 2-3, which is actually pretty good. Draw Elvish Visionary, good draw step. Bone Splinters is medium. Not really much that I want to kill. I want my 1/1 in play anyway. So here I figure he must have a pump spell to be attacking with both the 1/1s, so I might as well block them. It doesn't save as much damage, but it forces him to have it, I guess. Yeah, that's bad. I guess if he's attacking, I should just block the 2-2. It saves a point of damage. Yeah, and he had Titanic Growth. Yeah, I took an extra point of damage here on this turn, which is kind of bad. And I'm kind of flooding out here. Our opponent has 5 lands, and we have, 10. So we kill his 2-2, and You know, we're at 12 life still, and he drew a brick, and we drew a brick. He drew a 1/1. Basically, if we draw any spell that's relevant, we're gonna win. Ruin Processor. I think that qualifies. We actually get to gain life too. And he snap concedes. So we're playing against like mono green, pump spells, aggressive cards. I would think he's playing kind of like a token deck if he's playing Might of the Masses. So I just want as many blockers as possible. Negate is pretty good against the pump spells, but Sweep Away is even better since it sets him back, and he's definitely attacking. So I think Reeve Soul and Complete Disregard are both fine too, since they can kill things like, you know, his 2/2 guy, the Timberwatch Elf, or what's it called? Timberpack Wolf. So yeah. Oh, brought in Sidisi's Faithful, I guess. I think it's the first time I brought it in too, since it can block so well. And it forces him to use a pump spell on it, so this is almost like countering a pump spell, but also saving a lot more damage too. So his hand's pretty great. We just need a blue mana, which I have not had problems with the mana in this deck, really. It's very defensive, and there's a lot of tapped dual lands, so Reeve Soul's pretty good. He's no turn one play, turn to play Oran Reef Invoker. Okay, we can kill that. And we definitely want to Oran Reef Invoker this rather than play Sultai Emissary, since it can't block. And he has no pump spells open right now, so it's just going to save us the most amount of damage. Hoping to hit a land next turn. He's got a Visionary. And that's a perfect land. We just needed something that produced blue. He wants to attack here, that's fine with me. Here we play the Visionary, trying to hit another land. And we do hit, so we're pretty much... And we get to make a really sick play here. Faithful, sack our Emissary, make a 2/2, bounce our own Visionary. I like that play a lot. He gets to Epic Confrontation to kill our 2/2. But we only take 1 damage, so it's really not a big deal. We get to replay this Visionary, get to hit another land for turn, and play Sky Spawner. So we're kind of firing on all cylinders here. Can't really have asked for a better draw. What does he got? He's got Hooting Mandrills, which he should. Again, he should have a Delve spell, because it's going to be an efficient card for him a lot of the times. Problem is, we have Oblivion Strike just to kill it. And we drew Sweep Away. Great sideboard card here. So we can actually start clocking him in the air. Yeah, these 1/1s are so bad. Only Visionary is good. So I figure I can get in. Trade's fine with me. I could Sweep Away or Pulse. Probably just going to Pulse to get back my Visionary. Yep. Draw another Oblivion Strike. So, yeah, I'm just drawing so many cards. Reeve Soul. It forces him to use a pump spell now to save it. Which he does do. It's a little awkward, but not that big a deal. Plays another Snapping Gnarlid. Attacks with everybody. That's a little aggressive. I'm fine just like trading off and taking no damage. And he's got to use another pump spell again to kill my Faithful. It's just so bad. He's got no cards in hand and can't possibly win at this point. Look at my hand. It's kind of absurd, right? Look at the life total. But look what Pulse Amorasa does to this life total race. It just makes it completely unreachable. So I draw, put a Treasure Cruise. That's a little annoying, but I'm up so many cards, it just doesn't matter. I just get to beat down with everything, and he has to trade. I Pulse, the Visionary. This a plan of just pulsing Visionary has been great. I should have been playing Visionary in the Teamer deck. Draws land for turn and sees the writing on the wall and concedes. So I'm very, very, very happy with this deck. The Teamer version is also quite good, but because it can handle other token decks very well, the Teamer version might actually be a bad matchup for this Sultai version. But I think the Sultai version is a better matchup against most other decks, just because I think the black removal of Oblivion Strike and Reeve Soul, Complete Disregard, Grasp of Darkness if you really wanted to play it, and I chose not to be just because I think it's a little strain on the mana and I don't really want to strain the mana even more. But yeah, I think both versions are great. I would consider adding Elvish Visionary to the Teamer version for sure. Make some cuts along the way. Just cut, some amount of Incubator Drone and Scion Summoner, stuff like that. Also, the Aspiring Aeronaut / Incubator Drone. I don't think Aspiring Aeronaut really proved its worth for a 4-drop. It just doesn't have enough power and toughness for a 4-drop. And Incubator Drone does really help. I think you play it if Palace Familiar and Eldrazi Sky Spawner are everywhere, or like Europe or Gear Crafter, then like Aeronaut's fine, but it's not necessary. But I have done Pulse of Marasa a disservice. I looked over my set review for it and I called it a D, very close to unplayable. And I was completely wrong. I think it's a card that kind of makes this deck tick. And the main reason why it's so good right now is because there's no Cremate. There's no Beckon Apparition. There's no Relic of Progenitus. There's no way to mess with someone else's graveyard. Other than you messing it with it on your own with Delve spells. So for the time being, I cannot see myself playing anything other than Pulse Amrasa, Monastery Lore Master, and then either a shell that supports it. I just can't see it. Now, I actually tried to brew a Bant deck just to do Teamer Bant and Sultai to cover all the bases. But if you lose black and red and put in white, I think your removal spells are just a lot worse, and your card advantage spells are a little worse. Like red gives Tormenting Voice, black gives Vulturous Haven, white doesn't really give anything. White also has removal that doesn't exile, like Oblivion Strike is just better than all the white removal. White can't deal with tokens, so I'd think Teamer or Sultai are the best versions if you're trying to win. Now, if you're trying to beat this deck without joining, I would definitely suggest playing a very, very, very fast deck. Like an Is It Prowess deck is probably a fine choice. Anything, I haven't seen anybody playing mono red aggro. I don't know why not. Just like haste creatures, dash creatures, Titan Strength, and Temur Battle Rage still seem totally reasonable and fine. So yeah, that's the end of this tournament for me. So keeping that heater alive and hoping to continue brewing. I'll try to come up with something new for next week, But if I end up settling on some mix of, maybe I'll make a 4-color deck and just mash Teamer and Sultai together. But I've been pretty happy with it thus far, and appreciate all the comments and the views. So feel free to share and get people interested in Standard Pauper. I'm really looking forward to playing some more, and especially with madness cards and a lot of sweet things that are going on being spoiled now with Shadows over Innistrad. So that'll be upon us, in less than a month is the pre-release. So stay tuned for that as well. All right, thanks for watching.